Well, a continuation of my sagas of wrong orders, cocked up orders, orders that haven't turned up. The signal bits have finally arrived. These were from a seller who said he was ill and just didn't bother communicating with anyone, just left it until you sort of started to wonder, where's me stuff, and asked a question, and then they didn't even, well, they did answer, but under duress as it was, because they knew the next stage is for you to report the item as undelivered, and 3 days later you get your money back. I wanted the goods, so I held off, and he did respond with the fact that he was ill, couldn't get out of the house, would endeavour to get a friend to post it, but I presume not the case. He hasn't had any further contact with me. He just put an automatic change of status to being posted. It has finally arrived. So hopefully we've got the right stuff. Well, it looks like it was worth the wait. I've been given an extra signal, which wasn't in the advert. There was only 2 advertised, and I've gained another one, so maybe it's a consolation prize. So it was originally this LED kit, which was the advert and the main picture, which I think is, luckily for me, what absolutely killed his sale. For a very overpriced LED kit, I think it retails about £14–15, and there's a pound's worth of bits and bobs in there for messing about with. Anyway, we have a DS2 yellow-green signal. As you can see, these are the ones that plug into your track and you can control them via your DCC controller. I saw these a few years ago and was quite impressed by them, but the cost of them would be very prohibitive on my sort of budget when you're looking at several signals on a large layout. This one was advertised, which is a DS5 high speed red, yellow, green, yellow, and we've also gained a DS3 home distant red, yellow, green. Now, having a quick look on the website, which is now, these are made under the wing of Gauge Master now. The DS2 is £27.50, the 3 is £31.50, and the high speed DS5 is £36.50. I paid with the shipping, I'm going to find it at the bottom of my list, £17.20. So that was a bit of a result, as long as they work. I'm not having a lot of luck with eBay. Yeah, so fingers crossed we'll have to put that in the pile of stuff to try out on the old bodged up layout in the brewery to have a test. Well, a quick piece before more AliExpress stuff. Orders here. I ordered some more of these, or a different type of battery holder. They take the 2032, 2025 battery cells, but they've got a small micro switch built in the top, just there, and you just solder on your wires. So I thought of these possibly as a slightly lower profile. They're a bit bigger than I thought they were going to be, but obviously you'd have to spray them black, put an old battery in or something, spray them black, then dump the old battery and put a new one in so you don't paint over your contacts. But they obviously got a lot lower profile. The other ones are the black ones I've got, which are just a plastic case that do the same job. But I thought I'd get these eventually, and they weren't very expensive, they were pennies for a pack of 10. So I thought we'd try those, and with those also bought another lot of the, I think they're 603s, I know 805s, these LEDs, quite small as you can see. So some more of those for the end of train lights, and I purchased for my signals red, green, yellow 603. There's no resistors on these ones, but so you can wire them different size to the other ones, but they're small enough, probably smaller than they needed to be, but I got a pack of 10 of yellow, green and the red for the signals, and a pack of white and warm white. So you got the sort of oldie, sort of 1980s and earlier tungsten bulb brightness, colour temperature, and the white ones will do for different effects on lighting or in buildings or not signals, factory warehouses and things like that with overhead lighting and stuff. And I've been meaning to get a set of these for a long while. They're like long nose pliers, but they are actually, one end's got a curvature in it and the other's a circular one. They're advertised as jeweller's pliers, but I could have done with a set of these many years ago when I used to make inductor coils and things, and we used to just fashion our own stuff out of drill bit shafts and use various sizes of small pliers and things to make coils. But for these, I think KD advertised a set of these for bending the little release arm on the bottom of the KD coupling, so that you can, you know, change the radius if it's catching on track work. And I think they, obviously being KDs, it's a lot more money, but obviously you can form with it curvatures, handrails, hooks, all manner of sort of things, form wiring to different shapes. And you've got two different flat sections there, so if you form against one you get a sharper curve than you do the other. So they're just one of those little toolboxes, and they're only about £3. And well, here's the sort of Lima tank as damaged as it was described. The little red one, he's going to start. Digger's got his parrot. I have a husky. Shush. Won't work. Yeah, two of the Route 66, they have the same damage as my other scrap one that I bought, but they haven't been attempted to have had the couplings changed and glue stuck everywhere. But other than the buffer beam, they don't look too bad. The ladders are intact. Even the little handrail at the top is still there, which is surprising. Back one's okay. And it's just, they've both got the same damage where it's somehow got caught and snapped that beam off. So obviously I've got some plastic cut, so I can cut another little section and find my little, I made a miniature bench hook for cutting plastic when I was doing the Wheels Craftsman's kits, but that one's a bit damaged as well. Looks like someone's attempted to glue it and it went a bit Pete Tong. So yeah, we will carefully dissect them. That's got a broken buffer, but other than that it's okay. But I can't find, if the light stays with me to show you, that buffer head. I've got various cast and plastic replacements, but none of them are quite the right size. I did see Bunter's Yard posted on Instagram, he's making some on his resin printer. So I said, yeah, Lima buffers. could trim them off and just pin a new one in the stem, or cut them right flush and put a whole thing on, like I did with the other ones from rails, rusty rails. Might have to use them. The only thing with those is they are a little bit thin and they are flat. They don't have any curvature to them. And this one's a bit odd. I thought, oh, it's weathered. And it's, what's all this? There's some track ballast in the packaging, but seems to be someone's filled it up with concrete or something. It's a bit of an odd one. I don't think that hole was supposed to be there. So whether someone, for some reason, injected plaster into it, or I think the screws are missing. If they should have some there, I haven't got one of these, so I don't know what they're like. I only thought, well, the bogies might come in handy in the wheels, but it is actually intact, and other than the fact it's got some rather odd ballast, I can't see how it comes apart to empty it out. So that one had that bit accident. I don't know what happened there, but you can see that little rough patch on the right hand side, and the buffer beam was glued on top of that, so I think they probably missed with the glue and left it and thought it was stuck. I managed to free it off, clean it up and clean the glue off underneath, and I've reattached it and just gone over it with 800 grit just to rough the surface up, which has also took the join line out apart from that mucky glue mark. So I'm going to attempt to glue a couple of new buffer beams on the mounts there which I've left. I've just cut the old bits flush and sanded them down. So I'm either going to glue the little square ones on or drill a hole and put a couple of the old triangle copies on that I've got, see what they look like. It has got a partially broken one. Can't see, it's not focusing. Broken one there, which they all seem to have. The other one I've got is the same. That one's okay. But we've got nothing on that end now. I've cleaned that all up, so we're going to cut a new piece down there and glue a couple of Richards ones on, I think, or Michael's, unless something else, I can find something else. Well, two more on. That was a repaired one. This is the one with a new buffer plate, and I've just put a hook in place. It's a smaller one than the last one, so it doesn't go through. So I'm just waiting for the glue to set up. We'll give it some matte black, pop the wheels back on. Hopefully the chain doesn't interfere. If it does, it's very easy just to unhook those, take the link out and remove it, just leave it as a little bit of detail. The other one, that end is stock, so basically new buffer beam, new buffers, job done. Well, just before the camera goes and dies, different way of ballasting your wagon, I suppose.